Hello, Immortal News family, and welcome back to our channel. In the last 24 hours, we have received the somber news of the passing of extraordinary talents, and today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Before we start, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. Number 7. Some people play the game, others change it. That's how many in the golf world remember Jay Sigel, a man whose quiet leadership and remarkable achievements left a lasting impression on and off the course. Jay Sigel passed away peacefully at the age of 80 after a brief illness. His loss is deeply felt not only in golf but by countless friends, family, and lives he touched through decades of service and skill. Hailing from Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania, Jay's golf journey began early but blazed brightly through his amateur years. He captured 2 straight U.S. amateur titles and a British amateur championship, becoming the only golfer to win both the U.S. amateur and mid-amateur in the same year. His record 11 Pennsylvania amateur wins remain unmatched. Jay represented the U.S. with pride, playing on 9 Walker Cup teams and helping 4 Eisenhower Trophy teams to victory. Even after turning professional at 50, he never slowed down. On the Champions Tour, he notched 8 wins and finished in the money in all 28 events early in his professional run, amassing over $9 million in earnings. But Jay's legacy isn't measured only in trophies. He mentored young athletes, promoted access to golf for underprivileged youth, and led with humility. He was the heart behind the first tee of Greater Philadelphia and gave tirelessly to the community he loved. One of his proudest efforts began in 1992 with the Jay Sigel Invitational, a charity golf event honoring his late father. Over 3 decades, it raised more than $4.5 million for cancer research. His peers admired not just his game, but his grit and goodness. In the words of a fellow golfer, Jay brought grace and purpose to everything he did. He was a quiet giant. Jay is survived by his beloved wife Betty and daughters Jennifer, Amy, and Megan. While the details for his memorial have yet to be shared, his memory is already held dearly by many. Jay Sigel reminded us that greatness isn't just about winning. It's about lifting others along the way. His story is a testament to hard work, compassion, and the enduring spirit of the game. Tributes to Jay Sigel. Number 6. Bill Ramos believed that real leadership happens when you listen first, serve always, and never forget who you're fighting for. That quote, shared by a close colleague, captures the spirit of a man who spent his life building bridges between people, between ideas, and between communities and the natural world. Bill Ramos passed away peacefully at age 69. He left this world as he lived in it, with purpose and humility. Born in Oakland, California, Bill had a lifelong connection to nature and community. He began his journey in forestry, working with the U.S. Forest Service. There, he rose through the ranks, eventually directing timber management and leading environmental efforts that balanced growth with preservation. Bill later became a vital force in public transit, serving as a community planner and tribal liaison. His passion for equity and access helped connect underserved areas across the Pacific Northwest and Alaska. He never just showed up, he built lasting partnerships and got things done. His public service deepened on the Issaquah City Council and in civic commissions, before he took a seat in the Washington State House of Representatives. As a legislator for the 5th District, Bill championed some of the most impactful legislation in recent memory. The Move Ahead Washington Transportation Package, a $16 billion investment in modern infrastructure and a cleaner future, was one of his proudest accomplishments. He also led the way on climate and environmental justice, sponsoring bills that protected urban forests and tackled emissions in creative, community-focused ways. More than any one policy, what people remember most is how Bill made them feel, respected, heard, and empowered. He mentored young leaders, volunteered with organizations like the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and brought warmth to every room he entered. Governor Jay Inslee said it best. Bill Ramos gave all he had to make Washington a more connected, resilient, and compassionate place. He leaves behind a legacy of hope. Bill is survived by his loving wife, Sarah Perry, and 2 children. He died following a private health battle, surrounded by family. His legacy will live on in the neighborhoods he served, the forests he protected, and the futures he helped shape. Tributes to Bill Ramos. Number 5. He never gave up no matter how tough the road ahead, said a teammate when describing Barry Hoban, a true giant of British cycling whose legacy stretches far beyond the finish line. Barry Hoban has passed away at the age of 85 after a short illness. His loss is deeply felt across the cycling world. Rising from the streets of Wakefield, Hoban became a pioneer for British riders on the international stage. He built a remarkable 19-year career that saw him achieve what few could during a time when British cycling was still finding its place. He won 8 stages of the Tour de France, a British record that stood for decades. He was the first Briton to win back-to-back Tour stages, and the first to triumph on a mountain stage, changing what was thought possible for riders from the UK. Barry also won 2 stages at the Vuelta a España, and claimed Britain's one and only victory in the famed Gent-Wevelgem Classic, outpacing legends like Eddy Merckx. He consistently proved his strength in the toughest races, finishing most of the tours he entered, 11 out of 12, setting a new standard for endurance. When racing Paris-Roubaix, one of cycling's most brutal events, he finished 3rd. He later called that ride his proudest day in the saddle. But Barry Hoban's story is more than race results. He was known for his humility, fierce determination, and the calm strength he offered those around him. After the tragic death of fellow Brit Tom Simpson in 1967, Hoban captured a Tour stage win just days later, an emotional tribute that spoke volumes about his courage and heart. Many younger British cyclists credit Hoban as a role model who paved the way. His grit, professionalism, and quiet leadership helped form the bedrock of Britain's later successes in the sport. Following the news of his passing, tributes came from across the globe. British cycling called him a trailblazer. Former teammates recalled a man who never complained, gave everything, and made the impossible seem reachable. Barry Hoban is survived by his family, who request privacy at this time. His name remains etched in the history of the sport, etched in the hearts of those he inspired. Tributes to Barry Hoban. Number 4. His passion lit up arenas, but his heart lit up the lives he touched. Black Terry, born Esteban Mares Castañeda in Guadalajara, was more than just a performer inside the squared circle. He was a craftsman, a mentor, and a treasured soul in the world of lucha libre. With unmatched technical skill and a career spanning over 40 years, he shaped the face of Mexican wrestling one bout at a time. At just 72 years old, he passed away peacefully on April 20, 2025. Though gone, his presence remains etched in the hearts of fans, peers, and a culture shaped by his deep contribution to the sport. Rising to fame under the name Black Terry, he captured the UWA World Lightweight Championship in the early 80s and gained further recognition by teaming up with José Luis Feliciano and Xuel Guerrero as part of Los Temerarios, a trio revered for their dynamic chemistry and fierce storytelling in the ring. Black Terry also wrestled under the names Legachela and Guerrero Maya, showcasing his adaptability and deep roots in the evolution of lucha libre. He wasn't just known for winning titles. His true legacy lies in how he made people feel. Young luchadores often credit him for inspiring their journeys, praising his humble nature and boundless wisdom. Black Terry gave everything to the ring, fellow luchador stated. He didn't just perform, he taught, he uplifted, and he believed in those around him. Only adding to his story, Black Terry is believed to be the father of Guerrero Maya Jr., though tradition and Mexican wrestling kept their connection unconfirmed in the public eye. Even so, his influence lives on through the next generation. Fans continue to share memories, standing ovations, unforgettable rivalries, and that rare sincerity he carried behind the scenes. The global Lucha Libre family mourns the loss of a man who wore both his mask and his heart with pride. Though funeral details remain private for now, his legacy will forever echo in the arenas he helped build, in the students he mentored, and in every fan who cheered his name. Tributes to Black Terry. Number 3. She never chased the spotlight, yet Cristina Buarque lit the path for so many through her music, humility, and quiet power. With a voice rooted in Brazil's cultural soul, she bridged generations of samba, not by reinventing it, but by honoring its essence. Passing away at 74 from complications related to cancer, Cristina leaves behind much more than a remarkable career. She leaves behind a heartbeat that pulsed through the rhythm of every song she sang, every stage she graced, and every young artist she encouraged. Cristina's love for samba wasn't about fame. It was about memory, about story, about keeping something sacred alive. With her first solo album, she unveiled not just her talent, but her mission, to uplift forgotten voices and bring traditional samba into new hearts. Her interpretation of Quantas Lágrimas remains a benchmark for the genre, a prime example of her emotional depth and respect for samba legends. For over 5 decades, she was a tireless advocate for Brazil's musical past. She recorded unforgettable albums, collaborated with iconic musicians, and helped bring recognition to the Velha Guarda, shining the spotlight on those whose songs deserve to be heard again. She sang not only with her mouth, but with her heart, said a longtime collaborator. Words that carry the warmth and sincerity Cristina gave to every performance. Born into a family of artists, Cristina embraced her heritage not as a burden, but as a baton, passed from one generation to the next. Raised in São Paulo and later becoming a mother to 5 children in Rio, she preserved tradition while living fully in the present. Her presence was quiet, but her impact was profound. Artists looked up to her, fans cherished her, and those who met her often speak not of celebrity, but of a gentle soul who listened more than she spoke and gave more than she took. Cristina Buarque's final curtain came far too soon, but the music she championed, the people she inspired, and the culture she helped protect will echo on. Tributes to Cristina Buarque. Number 2. Noreen Isabel Young. CM was a multifaceted contributor to Canadian culture, whose pioneering work in puppetry and children's television left a lasting mark on generations of viewers. Born in Almonte, Ontario, Young's creative spirit blossomed early, leading her to study art at the Ontario College of Art and Design. She would go on to reimagine puppetry, using sculpted liquid latex to craft animated, lifelike characters that captured hearts and sparked imaginations. Young's television career began in Ottawa with beloved programs such as Hi Diddle Day and Pencil Box. Her puppets soon appeared across Canadian screens on shows like Today's Special and Telefrancais. But her most iconic contribution came with the creation of Under the Umbrella Tree, a show she produced and starred in as Gloria the Gopher. Airing on CBC and Disney Channel from 1987 to 1993, the series blended education and entertainment, becoming a cherished part of many childhoods. Her creativity wasn't limited to children's programming. Young crafted satirical caricature puppets of notable figures like Adrienne Clarkson and Don Cherry, bringing both whimsy and commentary to her art. She was also a passionate advocate for community arts, founding the Puppets Up Festival in her hometown to celebrate the craft she loved. In 1995, Young was appointed a member of the Order of Canada, a testament to her influential role in enriching Canadian media and education. She remained an active voice in the arts well into her later years, mentoring emerging puppeteers and promoting cultural initiatives. Noreen Young passed away in April 2025 at the age of 85. Her legacy lives on in the characters she created, the children she inspired, and the artistic traditions she championed. Tributes to Noreen Young. Trending on Internet News 1. Hollywood remembers legendary stuntman Gary Jensen, 74, for a legacy of action and mentorship. Hollywood is paying tribute to Gary Jensen, the beloved stunt coordinator and performer whose incredible career brought high-octane moments to life on screen. Jensen passed away at age 74, leaving behind a legacy defined by fearless creativity, mentorship, and excellence in cinematic storytelling. Known for his standout work in The Usual Suspects and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, Jensen's talent also lit up blockbusters like X-Men, Evil Dead 2, and Barton Fink. With decades of experience, he helped shape the thrilling action sequences that became the heart-pounding highlights of countless films. More than just a behind-the-scenes hero, Jensen was a generous mentor to the next generation of stunt professionals. He emphasized the importance of precision, discipline, and safety, values that live on through the many he trained and inspired. Colleagues and fans alike are remembering Jensen not just for the daring stunts, but for the kindness and professionalism he brought to every set. Gary was a storyteller in motion, one colleague shared. His work spoke volumes, no words needed. His influence continues to ripple across the industry, seen in the memorable scenes that still captivate audiences today. As Hollywood honors a life lived with courage and heart, Gary Jensen's contributions remain a lasting testament to the power of passion and craft. News 2. Queens community rallies. After tragic Easter morning fire claims 3 lives. In the early hours of Easter Sunday, April 20th, a devastating house fire in Jamaica. Estates Queens claimed the lives of 3 residents and left 1 individual critically injured. The fire broke out around 1:10 a.m. on Chevy Chase Street, quickly spreading from the ground floor to the attic. Nearly 100 FDNY firefighters responded within minutes, battling intense flames and challenging conditions to rescue those trapped inside. Authorities reported the absence of working smoke detectors in the home, an alarming factor that may have contributed to the tragic outcome. Makeshift walls and blocked exits further complicated rescue efforts. Despite the danger, several residents managed to escape through attic windows, and 3 firefighters sustained minor injuries while responding heroically to the call. The cause of the fire remains under investigation, but officials emphasize that the tragedy serves as a stark reminder of the life-saving importance of smoke detectors and clear emergency exits. Residents are urged to routinely check their fire safety equipment and maintain unobstructed pathways in their homes. As the neighborhood mourns the loss, city officials and community organizations are stepping in to offer counseling and support services to those impacted. In the face of loss, neighbors and first responders are coming together, reminding us all of the strength and compassion that define New York's communities, even during the most difficult times. News 3. Father of Slain. Teen shares moving Easter tribute inspires community to unite in healing. On Easter Sunday, April 20th, 2025, the grieving father of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf shared a powerful tribute to his late son, who was fatally stabbed earlier this month at a high school track meet in Frisco, Texas. The emotional message, posted just weeks after Austin's tragic passing on April 2nd, honored the teen's vibrant spirit and encouraged the community to come together in love and support. Austin's death, stemming from an altercation with another student, led to the arrest of 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony, who now faces murder charges. As the legal process unfolds, Austin's father has chosen to focus not on anger, but on healing, urging others to unite, support one another, and honor his son's memory through kindness and understanding. His heartfelt words struck a chord online, prompting an outpouring of condolences and renewed conversations about school safety and youth conflict resolution. In response, local leaders and counselors have coordinated support services for affected students and families, ensuring emotional care remains a top priority. While the tragedy has left a deep impact, Austin's legacy continues to inspire hope. From candlelight vigils to community outreach programs, residents have rallied together to stand against violence and reaffirm their shared commitment to a safer future. As Austin's father reminded the world this Easter, even in the darkest times, love and unity can light the way forward. News 4. Toddler injured in dog. Incident at birthday party recovering well. Community offers support. A toddler is recovering after being injured during a birthday party in Hardwick, Stockton-on-Tees, on Saturday, April 19th. The child, believed to be between 2 and 3 years old, sustained injuries to the head and arms after a dog-related incident, but is expected to make a full recovery, according to local reports. Emergency services responded swiftly to the call on Chopwell Close. The dog involved was safely removed from the scene and transported to a specialist kennel. Authorities have not yet confirmed the breed, but the animal is now in secure care as the investigation continues. Witnesses described the scene as tense, but praised the quick actions of attendees and first responders who ensured the child received medical care immediately. The toddler was taken to the hospital independently, where medical staff confirmed the injuries were not life-threatening. In the aftermath, the local community has shown overwhelming support for the child and their family, sending well wishes and offering assistance. Authorities are using this as a moment to remind families of the importance of supervision when young children are in close proximity to animals, particularly during busy events. As the toddler continues to heal, the incident has become a point of reflection, highlighting both the need for vigilance and the strength of a caring community united in compassion. News 5. New book explores mystery behind Nathan Carman case and family tragedy. A gripping new book by best-selling author Casey Sherman is reigniting public interest in one of the most perplexing true crime stories of the past decade. Blood in the Water. The untold story of a family tragedy examines the case of Nathan Carman, who was accused of murdering his mother, Linda Carman, during a 2016 fishing trip, and suspected in the earlier shooting death of his grandfather, real estate magnate John Chakalos, in 2013. Carman, who died by suicide in 2023 while awaiting trial, was the center of intense media scrutiny and legal battles surrounding a $50 million inheritance. Through in-depth research and exclusive interviews, Sherman paints a picture not only of the alleged crimes, but also of a family entangled in tension, secrets, and fortune. One of the book's most striking revelations comes from Joy Washburn, a longtime caretaker for the family, who claims she was once approached with an offer to stage Chakalos's death as accidental, raising new questions about other potential suspects. While Carman faced serious allegations, Sherman explores doubts about his guilt, suggesting that the full truth may still be hidden beneath layers of complex family relationships and circumstantial evidence. With compassion and clarity, Blood in the Water encourages readers to consider the human side of tragedy and the importance of seeking truth, even when it's uncomfortable. News 6. Oregon College softball community unites in grief and tribute. After tragic loss, the Umpqua Community College family is mourning the heartbreaking loss of head softball coach Jamie Leah Strins, 46, and freshman athlete Kylie Nevea Jones, 19, following a tragic accident in Coos County, Oregon, on April 18th. The team was traveling home from a game in Coos Bay when their bus collided with a pickup truck on Highway 42. Jones, a standout first baseman from Nampa, Idaho, died at the scene. Strins, known for her passion and leadership, later passed away at the hospital. 8 additional team members were injured and are receiving care in Eugene and Portland. The driver of the pickup truck also sustained serious injuries. Authorities have confirmed that impaired driving is being investigated as a possible cause of the collision. UCC President Dr. Rachel Pokrant expressed deep sorrow over the loss, calling Strins and Jones cherished members of our campus. She reassured the community that counseling and support services are available to help students and staff cope with the tragedy. Governor Tina Kotek offered heartfelt condolences, noting that the entire state stands with UCC during this difficult time. In the days following the accident, an outpouring of support from across Oregon has uplifted the grieving campus. As the investigation continues, the college community is focused on healing, remembrance, and honoring the vibrant spirits of Coach Strins and Kylie Jones, two lives that touched many and will never be forgotten. Number 1. It wasn't just about winning. It was about doing it right. Those words, often repeated by Werner Lorant, captured the heart of a man who gave everything to the game. Werner Lorant, a fierce competitor and devoted mentor, passed away peacefully at the age of 76. His death followed a brief illness, and his loss has left the football world in mourning. Born in North Rhine-Westphalia, Lorant began his journey on the pitch with fire in his veins. As a player, he became known for his strength, discipline, and tactical clarity, traits that earned him respect in the Bundesliga with clubs like Hannover 96 and Eintracht Frankfurt. But it was on the sidelines where Lorant built his lasting legacy. As a manager, he didn't just guide teams, he transformed them. In 1992, he took the helm at TSV 1860 Munich, a club then buried in the lower tiers of German football. Through vision, tireless work, and an unwavering belief in his players, Lorant brought them back to the Bundesliga. Then, he did what few thought possible: he led them to European competition. Across his nearly decade-long run with the club, 1860 Munich saw its most successful modern era. For many fans, those years were magic. Lorant's coaching record speaks volumes: multiple promotions, third division titles, and a long list of players who thrived under his tough but fair leadership. He demanded excellence but gave everything he had in return. Former players remember his fierce honesty and steady presence. Clubs across the country remember him as a builder, a man who invested his mind and heart into every squad he led. As a colleague from TSV 1860 Munich put it, "Werner built more than a team. He gave us back our pride." He is survived by his family, including his former wife Doris and their 2 children, who stayed close by his side. While details on memorials remain private, the outpouring of messages from fans, clubs, and fellow coaches speaks louder than words. Werner Lorant's journey through football wasn't defined by flash, but by purpose, grit, and love for the sport. Tributes to Werner Lorant. There was never just one sound that defined Mac Gaydon. There were many. Each one spoke of innovation, soul, and a spirit that thrived on exploration.